Welcome back. Just imagine the setting. It's evening. You're in Lake Tahoe. You've got some great food, you got some wine, and you are about to listen to some fantastic jazz music. All of that can be yours, and you can support the Sierra State Parks Foundation as well. I'm joined by Michael Myers, the executive director here, talking to us about this fundraiser you got coming up. The first concert is this weekend. What is this is just a musical fundraiser for you guys. You've done similar things in the past, but this time you're bringing in some jazz.
Yeah, we're bringing in some jazz musicians, the West Shore Jazz Quintet. So they spend time between San Francisco and the West Shore of Lake Tahoe. And so we're bringing them to Eagle Point Campground. So we're really excited. It overlooks Emerald Bay. You get Lake Tahoe. We're going to do a little hike at the beginning and then be serenaded by jazz with some wine and food.
You and I were just talking a little bit off camera about this is just going to be the perfect setting for an evening of music because it's in an amphitheater. You see Emerald Bay behind you. I can't imagine something like something more perfect.
Yeah, it is really remarkable. And it takes place at the Eagle Point Campground, which is part of Emerald Bay State Park. But most people don't know about it. And so it's in the day use area. There's parking there. There's a bathroom, and then it overlooks this like phenomenal landscape. That's truly a magical experience.
So that is taking place on Saturday, 4:45 in the evening, and you'll want to get your tickets ahead of time because there are a limited amount available. This is something you guys have done before in Viking's Home, and people are more familiar with that, but the house itself is being renovated right now. Yes,
yeah. Typically we have these events in the courtyard at Viking's Home, but there are some restoration projects happening at the Viking's Home this summer, which we're really excited about. But that also means that we aren't able to do these musical fundraisers at the building. So we shifted them to the south side of Emerald Bay.
So you're doing one here and then one coming up in August 31st. That one is going to be at the Hellman Ehrman Mansion at Sugar Pine Point. So another beautiful mansion setting in the Tahoe area.
Yes, yeah, we have the historic mansion, and then there's a little gazebo right adjacent to the mansion, so we'll be outside and get that big overview of the lake. So it's really a cool spot.
What I love about this is it's a way for people to get up close and personal with what you guys are trying to do with the Sierra State Parks Foundation and your mission. A lot of the money for these fundraisers going to support those education projects.
Absolutely. As we are the nonprofit partner for California State Parks, so we support education interpretation programs and preservation and restoration work. So this aligns perfectly with getting people, engaging them, and giving them those aha moments. They really love the sense of place and then want to come back and support our parks.
And you guys are working really hard to do a lot of preservation right now.
Yes, yeah, there's a ton of preservation projects always ongoing. Within the past year, we did a porch plaster repair and a roof repair workshop at the Hellman Ehrman Mansion, and down at Viking's Home there's 3 projects happening. One is repairing the chimneys, one is stabilizing the turret, and one is repairing earthquake damage at the morning room.
And that earthquake damage has been several years in the making, and we want to make sure that these incredible buildings stick around for years to come.
Absolutely. I mean, these buildings are, you know, around 100 years old, and they just need that love and care and those dollars, and so we could kind of fill the unmet needs of state parks to help make sure they get all the attention they need.
And they've been a part of so many people's stories. In fact, you actually have another fundraiser coming up later on in August, Ladies of Emerald Bay.
Yeah, the Ladies of Emerald Bay is super cool. So 2 of our board members spent time in Emerald Bay growing up as children. One at the Emerald Bay Resort, which no longer exists, and one, her mom was a docent at Viking's Home, and so she spent time there. And so they regale stories on a boat cruise leaving from Zephyr Cove over to Emerald Bay. And it's a really awesome fundraiser to learn some of that behind-the-scenes knowledge of the area.
So we talked about past projects you guys are working on. What's some upcoming goals that the Sierra State Parks Foundation wants to accomplish with these fundraisers will help?
Absolutely. So one of the ones we have ongoing that we did a bit on a couple weeks ago was the Donner Project, and phase 2 of the Donner Project to get landscaping around the Pioneer Monument is one example. And then it's really just working with state parks. I have a meeting with them right after this to talk about what their upcoming needs are, because there's always like ongoing work that needs to be done. Like down at Viking's Home, for instance, there's some sod roofs. They need a little bit more love and care. And then because of some of the damage that is being restored this summer, there's been some water damage and leaks inside the interior. So there'll be some future projects projects that will be needed for that as well.
All right, so if you want to help out those projects, but you also just want to enjoy a beautiful evening up in Tahoe, let's take a look at your screen there. Here's a list of several fundraising events that are upcoming all the way through, I believe, October you have on this flyer right here. But this Jazz at the Park fundraiser specifically going on this Saturday at Emerald Bay State Park at the Eagle Point Campground, and then again August 31st at the Sugar Pine Point State Park, that Hellman Ehrman Mansion, one of the most beautiful homes in the area. Michael, thank you so much for being here. Tickets are available at sierrastateparks.org. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your time.
Yes, thank you for having us.
We'll be right back.